Hi, thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to take you through about a 35-minute slow flowing practice. And before we begin, I just want to remind everyone, before you start this or any other exercise program, it's best to consult with your doctor. And we want to work along our own edge of comfort and discomfort. So if you feel any pain, try doing less. Anything beyond normal stretching sensation, you'll want to back off a little bit. So let's start in an easy pose with legs crossed in front. If it feels better, feel free to extend the legs straight out. But in either position, sitting up nice and tall, relaxing shoulders back and down away from the ears. And just take a moment to close the eyes. Collecting yourself from the day. Becoming fully present in the spaces of body. Inhaling and exhaling slowly and smoothly through the nostrils. Softening the jaw. Relaxing the forehead. And if you find the mind wandering, gently bring your awareness back to the sensations of breath. So for the next few moments, allowing yourself to waver between noticing breath and noticing thought. And gradually begin to deepen the inhale and lengthen the exhale. And on the next inhale, let's sweep arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, draw palms down through the center of the chest. Again, inhale to sweep arms out and up. Exhale, draw palms down through the center. And one more time, inhale, sweep arms out and up. Exhale, draw palms down through the center. Then resting hands on our laps, let's draw the chin down towards the center of the chest. Pause for a moment here. And on the next inhale, rolling the head over to the right shoulder. Exhale back to center. Roll over to the left shoulder. And back to center. Roll over to the right shoulder. And back to center. Roll over to the left shoulder. And back to center. And one more time, rolling the head over to the right shoulder and holding here, ears facing down towards the shoulder. Let's place our right hand on top of the head and press the heel of the left hand towards the floor, increasing the stretch on top of the left shoulder. And bring hands back to our laps, roll chin to the center of the chest, and roll the head over to the left shoulder. Place left hand on the head, right hand comes towards the floor. And bring hands back to our laps, roll chin to the center of the chest. And on the next inhale, bring the crown of the head up. Let's lift the shoulders up, rolling them back and around a few times. Lower the shoulders down. And let's come onto all fours for a few cat-cow stretches. Placing knees underneath the hips, shoulders over the wrists. Fingers are evenly spread. On the next exhale, tuck the sitting bones round the back and lower the head. And inhale to tilt sitting bones up, let the belly drop and chin comes up. Continuing a few more times with your own breath, exhaling to press the mat away. And at the end of the inhale, draw the heart forward in between the shoulders. Let's come back to a neutral spine. Bring your big toes together, separate the knees a little bit wider than the hips, and sink back into a child's pose. Sitting your hips back towards your heels and bowing the forehead towards the floor. And reach the arms nice and straight, elbows and forearms lift away from the mat. Hands are in line with the shoulders or a little bit wider. And on your next inhale, move the body forward, bring shoulders directly over the wrists. And exhale to sink back. Again, inhale to rock forward. Exhale to sink back. And one more time, inhale, rock forward. And exhale to sink back. And let's come back up to hands and knees. Move our knees underneath the hips. And we'll take a full spinal balance here, extending our right foot back and up to hip height, flexing the right foot, and stretching the left arm forward and up parallel to the floor. Pressing back through the heels, you reach forward through the fingertips. Drawing the lower belly in with each exhale. And we're going to lower the left hand down. Swing the left foot out to the side as you open up towards the right, stacking the hips and shoulders and reaching the right arm straight up. Right heel is in line with the hip joint. Continuing to flex the foot. And let's take one more deep inhale. Exhale, turn back towards our mats. Come back to hands and knees. Again, we'll sink back into a child's pose. And let's come back up to hands and knees. And we'll switch sides. Let's extend our left leg back and up to hip height. Right arm reaches forward and up. And let's lower our right hand down, swing our right foot out to the side, opening up towards the left. Stack hips and shoulders. And take one more deep inhale. Exhale, turn back towards your mat. Come back to hands and knees. Let's place our hands about a hand space in front of the shoulders. Spread the fingers, tuck the toes under, and press up to your first downward facing dog. You can move with it a little bit, doing some foot pedals. Rock hips from side to side. Let's still our down dogs, pressing into the hands to slide the hips back and up. If backs of the legs are tight, you can bend the knees. We want to focus on keeping length in the back more so than pressing the heels towards the floor. And on the next inhale, let's move the body forward to a plank. Bring shoulders directly over the wrists. And exhale to press back, downward facing dog. Inhale to rock forward plank. And exhale to press back. And one more time, let's inhale, rock forward plank. And exhale to press back. Let's bend both knees, look forward in between the hands and walk or step forward to a forward fold. Holding your forward fold with knees bent enough to let pelvis and belly fold onto the fronts of the thighs. And on our next inhale, let's lengthen the spine, lift halfway up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lengthen spine, hands can slide up onto shins. Exhale, fold. And one more time, inhale to lengthen the spine. And exhale to fold. I'm just letting arms dangle, slowly roll the spine up to come all the way up to standing. Letting the crown of the head be the last to come up. And once crown of the head lifts, roll shoulders back and down. Let's come into mountain pose towards the tops of our mats. Heels are right underneath the hip joints. Firm the lower belly. Reach arms down at our sides. Let's move slowly through a sun salutation. So next inhale, sweeping arms out and up. So you exhale, swan dive forward to a forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway up, lengthening the spine. And exhale, plant hands underneath the shoulders, step back to a plank. Take as many steps as you need to get there. Shoulders are over the wrists. And next exhale, lower knees, chest and chin. Inhale, roll chin and chest up, cobra. Exhale, tuck toes under, down dog. And bend the knees, look forward and walk or step forward to a forward fold. Next inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, scoop arms out and up. Exhale, palms come to center. Again, let's inhale to sweep arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back, plank. Next exhale, drop knees, chest and chin. Inhale, roll up, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk or step forward to a forward fold. Next inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, scoop arms out and up. Exhale, palms come to center. And one more time, inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant hands, step back, plank. Next exhale, drop knees, chest and chin. Inhale, roll up, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's hold this down dog for a few breaths. Feel free to substitute child's pose. And let's take one more deep inhale. Next exhale, walk or step forward to a forward fold. Next inhale, lift halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, scoop arms out and up. Exhale, palms come to center. And adding on again, we'll inhale to sweep arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale to lift halfway up. Exhale, plant hands, step back, plank. Next exhale, drop knees, chest and chin. Inhale, roll up, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's lower our knees down to our mats and take a big step through with our right foot, tucking the back toes and lifting the back knee, and circling arms up and overhead in a high lunge. It helps to find a spot to focus on the floor to help you balance. Let's take one more deep inhale. Exhale to lower hands down, step back, downward facing dog. You can either hold your down dog or move through the vinyasa, inhaling forward to a plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, roll up cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Let's lower our knees back down to our mats. Take a big step through in between the hands with our left foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. And inhale, arms up and overhead. Again in a high lunge or a crescent lunge. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, lower hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Again, you can either hold your down dog or move through the vinyasa, inhaling forward to plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, roll up cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Again, let's lower our knees down to our mats. Take a big step through with our right foot. Lift the back knee. And inhale, arms out and up to a high lunge. Let's take one more deep inhale. So we exhale, opening up to the side to a warrior two. So our right knee is bent right over the ankle. Reaching arms out from the heart center. You can turn to gaze just over the right arm. Let's turn our right palm up, lowering our left hand down, reach the right arm up and a little bit back, reversing the warrior. And next inhale, straighten the forward leg, arms come back to shoulder height. Let's exhale into a triangle pose, tipping our hips forward. Lower right hand down wherever it falls, reach left arm straight up. If you like, you can add your gaze, turning to look up towards your extended arm. And next inhale, come back up, arms come back to shoulder height. We'll exhale, bend our right leg back to warrior two. Let's take a lateral angle, bringing our right forearm across the front thigh. Sweep left arm over the ear, palm facing down. Reaching and stretching through that left arm. You have a nice diagonal line through the left heel, forward through to the fingertips. And next inhale, let's come back up. And exhale to lower the arms down, straighten that right leg. And we're going to switch sides. So let's turn our left toes forward and pivot up onto the ball of the right foot. So you're lifting the right heel, bending the left knee, and reaching arms up and overhead in a high lunge or crescent lunge. Reach in and up through the elbows. Now let's take one more deep inhale. Exhale, open up to the side, warrior two. Reaching arms out from the heart center. Move that left knee towards the little toe side of the foot. And turn to look just over the left arm. Let's turn our left palm to face up. Lower the right hand down, reverse the warrior, reach left arm up and a little bit back. And next inhale, straighten the forward leg. And exhale into triangle pose. Tip the hips. Lower left hand down, reach right arm straight up. Feel like you can add your gaze, starting to look up towards the extended arm. And next inhale, come back up, arms come back to shoulder height. Exhale to bend the left leg back to warrior two. And let's move into a lateral angle, bring left forearm across the front thigh. Sweep right arm over the ear, palm faces down. Draw that right shoulder back, opening up the chest. Let's inhale to come back up. Exhale, arms down. Let's turn both feet forward so outer edges of our feet are parallel with the short end of the mat. Place the hands on the hips. And we'll make our way to a standing wide-legged forward fold. So hinging forward at the hips. And when you've gone as far as you can, releasing fingertips or hands to the floor. Pressing out through the outsides of the feet. If backs of the legs are really tight, you can bend the knees a little bit more. We want to keep a micro bend in the knees for sure. And on our next inhale, let's lengthen the spine, lift halfway up. Exhale to fold. And place hands on hips, lengthen the spine, lift halfway up, and press all the way up to standing. Use strong legs to come up. And heel toe the feet together. My mat's a little squeaky. And we'll come into mountain pose for a moment. Heels are right underneath the hips. Arms reach alongside the body. And for our balance pose today, let's take a tree pose. So bring palms to the center of the chest. Shift your weight a little bit towards the left foot. Then bend the right leg, placing your foot above or below your knee joint. Rotating that knee open. Helps to find a spot to look at on the wall to focus your gaze for balance. And if you found your balance, you can choose an arm variation. We can reach arms out to the side, or reach arms up and overhead. Palms facing one another, or palms together. Let's take one more deep inhale, exhale to lower arms and legs down, and come back to mountain pose. Let things settle for a moment. Close the eyes. Take a few breaths. And let's switch sides. Again, we'll bring palms to the center of the chest. Shift your weight a little bit towards the left foot. And bend the right leg. Place the foot above or below the knee. Pressing your foot into the leg as you press the leg into the foot. And if you found your balance, again, you can take an arm variation. Arms can reach out to our sides, or we can reach arms up and overhead. And take one more deep inhale. Exhale to lower arms and legs down. Shake the legs out a little bit. And come back to the tops of our mats. Next inhale, sweep arms out and up. Exhale to swan dive forward. And come into a ragdoll pose. Bend the arms underneath the head. You can interlace the arms or grab a hold of the opposite elbow. And gently sway the torso from side to side. And let's release our fingertips towards the floor. Bend the legs a lot. Step back to our mat. And sink back for just a moment into child's pose. Separate the knees. Bow the forehead towards the floor. Or if it doesn't reach, you can stack fists, rest forehead on the hands. Let's come on all the way down to our bellies. Untucking the toes, placing the feet hip-width apart or a little bit wider if lower back is sensitive. And we'll take a variation on locust pose. So reach arms alongside the body, palms face down. First, firm the lower belly. On the next inhale, lift chin, chest, and arms up, reaching back through the fingers, grounding the tops of the feet on the floor. Engaging the muscles over the shoulder blades, strengthening the entire back. And let's take one more deep inhale. Exhale to lower down, fold arms in front, and rest forehead on the hands. Pause for a few breaths here. Let's set up for one more cobra pose. So plant your hands right alongside your chest. Squeeze the elbows and forearms in as though you're trying to hold a piece of paper in between your arms and your rib cage. Firm the lower belly. And next inhale, lengthen the crown of the head forward and lift chin and chest up. You can press into the hands and keep the elbows squeezed in. And take one more deep inhale. Exhale to slowly lower down. Again, fold arms in front. Rest forehead on the hands. And let's prop ourselves up into a Sphinx pose. So you're going to bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders. Forearms are parallel, palms facing down. Toes are untucked. Drawing the heart forward. And we'll do some core work from here. So on the next exhale, start to firm the lower ribs in, lift the belly, lift the pelvis and the fronts of the thighs, and hold for a moment here, lengthening your tailbone towards your knees. And slowly lower down, lower the fronts of the thighs, pelvis, and belly. Draw the heart forward. And next exhale, again, we'll firm our lower ribs in, lift the belly, pelvis, fronts of the thighs, pausing on our knees here. Again, lengthen your tailbone towards your knees, lengthening the lower back. And slowly lower down, lower fronts of the thighs, pelvis, and belly, drawing the heart forward. And the next time, if you like, you can come up into a forearm plank. If you want to come up to forearm plank, we'll tuck the toes under. And next exhale, from the lower ribs in, lift the belly, pelvis, fronts of the thighs, and if you like, lift the knees. coming into our forearm plank. And again, we're still lengthening the tailbone towards the feet, lengthening the lower back. Continuing to breathe. And slowly lower the knees, lower the thighs, lower the belly. Now let's ease ourselves up to hands and knees, the neutral spine, and softly rock the hips from side to side over the knees. And coming back to center, easing back into a child's pose. Separate those knees, sit back towards the heels. Now let's bring our palms together. Our elbows are shoulder width apart. And bend the arms, draw the hands behind the head. Stretching the triceps and the shoulders. And reach the arms forward. And roll the spine up to a kneeling position. Right about shift our rear end to the side. Bring legs around in front. And we'll come into easy pose. Taking a very simple seated twist here. Sitting up nice and tall. And on our next exhale, we'll bring our right hand right behind us, drawing our right shoulder back. Draw the sides of the neck back and tuck the chin a little bit. And turn to look just over the right shoulder. You can bring your left hand to your right leg if you like. And unwind back to center. Pause for a moment, lengthen the spine. And switch sides. Bring our left hand behind us, draw the left shoulder back, turn to look just over it. Right hand can come to our left leg. And unwind back to center. And next inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the chest a little bit more, and we'll exhale, hinge forward at the hips. You can walk the hands forward. We're not really trying to get anywhere, so don't worry about reaching or pulling. And next inhale, come back up. Whichever foot you have in front, let's switch. And again, inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale to hinge forward, easing forward. And next inhale, come back up. Let's come all the way onto our backs. Hugging both knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a squeeze. And lower the legs down, extending them out. Making your way into corpse pose for a brief final relaxation. Separating the feet a little bit wider than the hips. Arms come about 6 to 12 inches away from the body, palms facing up. And take a moment to scan the body. If the lower back is lifting up a lot, you can use the hands to pull the flesh of the buttocks down towards the feet. Walk the shoulders away from the ears. And with eyes closed, take a nice deep inhale. And exhale to let it all go. Feeling arms and legs sink. Feel the back sink into the floor. Let the belly be soft. And let any expression slide away from the face. For the next few moments, just acknowledging thoughts and letting them pass. And bend the knees, place the feet on the floor. And softly rock the knees from side to side. And roll all the way over onto your right side. And make your way to a seated position. And next, inhale and sweep arms up and overhead. So you exhale, draw palms down through the center. May you know peace in your mind, peace on your lips, and peace in your heart. Namaste.